Today's video is a Transfer Tuesday video. On my channel, I always talk about how I have put my transfers in my calendar. It's always something I'm asking all of my budgeters to do. Put your transfers in your calendar. And what I mean by that is any other sources of income that you have to put those in your calendar so that you know to transfer your money. For example, my husband and I were regular BioLife plasma donators. I can't go right now because I just had surgery, so it's got to be like 6 months between having surgery and being able to donate. But once a month, I would put in my calendar transfer BioLife money. So I would take that BioLife card and I would go and transfer the money over. So if you go and Google transfer your BioLife money, it's like, I don't remember, North Bank or North Road, something. You can get that money to transfer over without having to go to the ATM and get your cash out and go to the bank. What happens when you donate plasma is they give you this little debit card. And so you have this debit card that your money is put on, and then you can use that to go make purchases anywhere. The problem with that is it's a separate card. And it means that you treat your money as it's bonus money. You know, we used to call it our blood money. And you use it for fun things, or you swipe it and you don't think about it, and it doesn't always get counted as income. Well, we were tired of blowing that money. We wanted to use it towards our goals, and so we needed to count it as income, and we needed to transfer that into our bank at regular intervals so we could apply it to our sinking funds and put it towards our goals. So we couldn't just leave it on this, little debit card. We had to transfer it over. So we started putting that in our calendar. We transferred our money over from BioLife. There are other situations where this happens. I was just helping a family who they get their tips on a card. I guess it's called a tippy card, or I can't remember exactly what they call, but it's a separate debit card situation where all of their tips go instead of going into their regular paycheck or their regular bank account. So then they had so they had two cards, BioLife and their tippy card. So all of these things were happening with all of these different transactions. It was really, really hard to track. So all of these different transfers that I always talk about, you need to transfer this money over. You need to have those transfers in your calendar. I've started saying the word Transfer Tuesday. Pick a day in your week or pick a day in your calendar a month and just do all your transfers on one day. So I thought I'd take a minute or a few minutes here and make a video about what I call a Transfer Tuesday. It's just a catchy word. You don't actually have to do it on a Tuesday. It's not Tuesday today. I don't get to do my videos just whenever I want to. A Saturday is a day that I'm filming most of my videos, and then I go and I edit and post throughout the week. So today is actually Saturday, but I'm filming my Transfer Tuesday video for you today. So I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I do for a Transfer Tuesday.
Hi, I'm Megan with Bethel Budgets. I'm here because it's more than just math. At some point, you've probably built a budget. You've laid out your income, you've laid out your expenses, and thought it's simple math. I'll just stick to what's on the paper. But then life happened and your budget didn't work out. The reason? Because it's more than just math. That's where I come in. Let's figure this out together. Don't give up. You've got this.
So on my screen, you can see I've got my handy dandy Remarkable. Of course, I do everything on here. I like to write things out. It helps it stick in the brain. So I'll be writing out all of the transfers that I can think of as we go, and in the different categories that we do them in. Fair warning, there are a lot of transfers I have always done throughout the month that I do regularly, that I've been very good about. But as I've said, I value openness and honesty, and I'm going to be open and honest and vulnerable with you guys. I am a squirrel. My husband calls me a squirrel. I have this really bad habit of squirreling away money and forgetting about it. I will make myself forget that I have put this money in this place. And then someday I'll be surprised about it. Like, oh, we have $1,000 we didn't even know about. And usually we can track back and figure out, oh yeah, Megan hid money again. The joke around our house is someday I'm going to be really sick in the hospital and my husband's going to have to root around my desk or root around our accounts, and he's going to find $40,000 just because just because I've hidden it and forgotten about it. And it's, I've teased with my sisters about where I've hidden money, and it's funny, but it's not funny. It's not okay. I want to be better about this. I want to be better about putting my money into like our high yield savings account where it can work for us. So my hope is by doing this Transfer Tuesday video, and this will hold me more accountable for some of these places that I squirrel money away. I'm going to put them on this list, and I'm going to do this in front of you guys. And then I will be held accountable to check and transfer these amounts every month. I don't do a Transfer Tuesday every week. In my situation, I think that's excessive because I do have a good number of fully funded sinking funds. My emergency fund is fully funded. If you are just starting out on your budgeting journey, it probably would be a good idea for you to be do a Transfer Tuesday every week. If you are relying on money like Tippy money or BioLife money or other sources of income, if you're getting some sort of gig money put on some other credit card, or if you're getting a Venmo transfer regularly or PayPal, you need to be transferring that money over regularly so that you can track it better. It's not good to have money in all these different places. It's really hard to keep track of. If I wasn't in a situation where all of my bills were covered and all of my emergency funds and sinking funds were met and I was squirreling away money, I would be doing harm to my family. And so it's not good, this habit that I have. And so I don't want you to be in the same place. So I am going to do my Transfer Tuesday, and I have been doing my Transfer Tuesday monthly. I'm just going to be more accountable with you guys in some of the areas that I've been hoarding money. And for you guys that might just be starting out, you should decide how often your frequency should be, whether you're going to do this weekly, bi-weekly, or I guess bi-monthly or monthly. So like I said, on my screen, you can see my Remarkable. We're going to get started. Title my page, Transfer Tuesday. I do mine monthly, so this is for March. Okay, we're going to start with our sinking funds. I'm going to start with our funds from our February closeout. If you saw my February closeout video, I ended up with $698 to transfer. So I always decide on an amount that I want to put into my sinking funds, but then I save that transfer until after I close out my February budget or whatever month I'm in. I close out my budget because usually I can find a few extra dollars or a lot of extra dollars to transfer into my sinking funds as well. So from February, I get to transfer $698 total. So I'm going to do that. And then my husband and I had a conversation about, I keep some of my sinking funds in our regular savings account, but we've decided to move all of them over to our high yield savings account. So total, I'm switching over $6,830.14 from that. So from our regular checking savings account, I'm moving $7,528.14 over. So I'm transferring that from our regular bank to our high yield savings account where we keep all of our sinking funds. Now, when I'm saying our sinking funds, these are our lump sum sinking funds. And what I mean by that is these are sinking funds that will be used within a year. So this money is going in and being taken out in the same year. There are long-term sinking funds, which I would be putting in a money market account. I can deposit in there, but I don't need to be withdrawing within the year. So those can just go over there and they can just keep on growing happily until I'm ready to pull them out. It is a high yield savings account, but I will be pulling in and out from within the year. So I keep them close. Which brings me to another point that I wanted to talk about. On my channel, so far we have remained pretty basic. I'm into helping people get started. I'm into helping families that are in tough situations. I want to bring peace to families that are struggling. And so we talk a lot about beginner budgeting things. We talk a lot about how to get started and how to monitor your behaviors and your habits around money so that you can make a dent and get out of debt and start your emergency fund and all of these things. So it's pretty basic stuff. So on my Transfer Tuesday, I'm not going to talk about some of the things other people talk about in their Transfer Tuesday videos. For example, my money market account, transferring money to that, or transferring money to my HSA, or my 401k, or my Roth, or all of those types of things. That's a little bit more advanced. We'll get there. I'll talk about them someday, but we're just not there yet. I'm not interested in going there yet. I want to keep this simple. And so that is not going to be included in my Transfer Tuesday. If you're worried about it, yes, those things are happening, but no, you don't got to worry about them. No, you don't have to worry about them. Excuse me, my sass just came out there for a second. You don't have to worry about those things. They're happening, but I'm here to help the beginner budgeter for the most part. So those are my sinking funds, moving those over to a high yield savings account so I can earn interest on that money rather than, so it's more like 3% versus 0.3. Okay, so we're moving on to apps that I can use to get cash back. So there are a ton of apps that my husband and I use when we go shopping. We scan our receipts, we are connected to our different accounts, and we use all of these to either get cash that we can transfer to our accounts or gift cards. If you watched my last video last week about my emergency fund update, you'll know we were slammed. We needed a new microwave, we needed a new bathroom, our dishwasher was acting up. What was the other thing? I can't even remember. We were just completely slammed. And now we need a new windshield. We got hit with a storm and a huge hail. But anyway, in that video, you were able to see that one of the ways we tackled this was we went to these apps and we saw, oh, great, we have been stashing these points. And so we were able to cash out a bunch of gift cards, enough to pay for the microwave. So we got a nice microwave and we got it for free because we had enough gift cards that we were able to pay for it. So that was a great head start on all of these emergencies that slammed us. But there are also apps that you can use and scan and get cash back. So I'm going to start checking those regularly. We just cashed out a bunch of this stuff last week for that video and for all of these emergency repairs and things. So these are things that have grown that you're going to see today, and you're going to see regularly how much we're getting off of these. I want to encourage you, down in the description, there are all of my referral codes. If you need a little bit of extra cash now and then, or gift cards, those are also down there. We'll talk about those in a few minutes. But go click on those links, start using these apps, scan your receipts, and get a little extra cash back every now and then. Full disclosure, when you click on my referral code and start using these, I do get a little bit of a kickback. I guess I get some extra points, depends on which link you're using. But, you know, it's worth it. It really, really, really helped us when we had all of those emergencies come. So we've got Pogo, I get $13.13 to transfer. Receipt Hog, that's another one. And these have surveys you can do as well. So I get $10 from that one. Now Upside is one that I thought you could only get gift cards from. So I cashed that out for major gift cards last week when I needed to get the microwave. But already this week I get to transfer $5.76. So, I mean, $5 a week, that is nothing to sneeze at. That's helpful. Okay, now we're going to, we've got PayPal. PayPal and Venmo are ones that you should really be checking often. These are ones that I was squirreling away money on. I've got $85.46. That's from some stuff I sold on Marketplace. Venmo, I've got a lot, $1,123.62. When I told my husband that, he laughed at me and he called me a squirrel and said I had a serious problem. But this is where you guys get to hold me accountable. I'm going to start checking that every week. And I don't expect anything else to be on there. That was from, I used to sell Norwex. Like, I was really big into it and I sold it a lot. And that's what that was from. I'm not selling that as regularly anymore. I still have an account and I still sell, but, you know, I haven't looked at that in a long time. So next we're going to go to credit cards. And I want to put a disclaimer out here. If you cannot use a credit card responsibly, this is not a practice I want you to seek. First, you need to get out of debt. Don't use credit cards. We went without credit cards for 15 years before we started using one again, and we pay it off every single month. When I build my zero-based monthly budget, I also go and I pay my credit card off that day. So I start my month with a zero balance for my zero-based credit card, or my zero-based monthly budget. It's all zeroed out at the very beginning of the month. I do not carry a balance. I do not pay interest. It puts you at risk of getting into debt. This is a dangerous game that I don't want you to play if you've had debt. You need to go a good long time without that habit of debt. We are in a good place and we have been faithful to pay off our credit card regularly. So I have a Citi double cash card that we get 2% back on each purchase. And I was saving up those points. This wasn't a squirreling situation necessarily, but we were going on a trip. A couple of weeks ago, we went on a trip and I was saving these points because I thought we would use them on the trip and we did not. So now I get to transfer $623.48 into our high yield savings account for our sinking funds. And then I have another card that I use for work and I've been saving those points. So I get to transfer $61 for that card. And then we have one other card that I actually opened kind of by mistake. And we don't have any points to transfer yet, but I'm putting it on the list to hold myself responsible. It's a Chase One Visa. I was trying to apply for a Costco Visa because you get closer to 4% back. I can't remember all of the details right now, and I don't want to advertise for credit cards, but I think it was 4% instead of 2%. So I was like, well, that beats the Citi. And so at least, you know, while we're doing groceries at Costco, since we go there quite a bit, I was going to open that one just so we could use it at Costco. But somehow I clicked on the wrong thing and I applied for a Chase One Visa instead of a Citi Visa. So we got this card in the mail and we put like $200 on it and realized this is not the right thing. So I've paid it off and we've put the card away so we won't accidentally use it anymore. And I'm gonna see if I get points from that one or not. So it's staying on the list until I've checked everything over with that one, but it is on the list for now. And then the next thing are apps that we use for gift cards. And so that we have Fetch, and I just got a $25 gift card for that, and I need 10,000 points to get another gift card for Fetch, and I have 8,250 points, so I can't do anything with that. So I have 8,250 out of the 10K that I need. So I'm just gonna wait on that one. So we'll check that one again next time. I did have upside on this part of the list, but I'm going to switch and start using that one for cash instead. And there's a walking app that we use, and I'm gonna put that on the list, and I'm gonna get a $5 Starbucks gift card. The only reason I'm using this one right now currently is because my son wanted to use it and he's cashed it out a couple of times, and so him and I get to go on a Starbucks date, which has been nice to connect with my 13-year-old. I'm pretty sure it's like fishing data or whatever. I don't know. I don't trust this app yet, so I am not going to put this one in the description box. I'm doing my research on it. That's the only reason I downloaded it right now. I want to see what it does and what it is actually doing. It's just one where you like walk and then you click on this thing and you watch an ad and then it gives you points. I don't trust it yet. These other ones that I have put in the description, I do trust. And I know other people that have used them, and I've used them for a good long while. I wouldn't recommend something to you that I don't trust. So just trust me on this walking thing. If I do decide it's trustworthy, I'll eventually put it in the description box. But for now, I'm not sharing that one. We're gonna wait and see on that one. Okay, so now I've thought through all of these things. I'm going to go do the transfers and we'll log it in my tracker. I have done all of these transfers now, and I have, for the most part, I have taken screenshots. It's going to take me a little bit. I need to blur out some of my personal information before I put the screenshots up here. Some of them I didn't realize, like once you click through the actual like confirmation, kind of disappears some of the information. So this time the screenshots will be what they will be, and then next time I'll know to take the screenshot a little bit earlier, like before I click the final confirmation button. This is my first time, just bear with me. But we are going to mark this checking transfer from my regular checking to my high yield saving. We'll mark that complete. I did that in 2 different amounts. So I'm gonna put the total amount here. And then, so the $698 was from Feb close out, and then 68, 30, 14 was from savings. And BioLife, I have that on my list because I'm hoping to be able to go back there, but I can't go back there for another couple of months because I just had surgery. So I'm keeping that on my list, my tracker. Pogo, 1313. Receipt Hog, I did, and that's $10. Actually, that was 2 separate $5. 5 plus 5. So I have this listed this way because I wasn't sure how quickly the Pogo and the Receipt Hog. So these get transferred to PayPal, and then I'm transferring my PayPal source to my high yield savings. So the PayPal was $85.46. So I'm gonna have to next month keep an eye on this transfer amount. So really, I'm gonna have to think about this tracker a little bit. Really, this was what, $98.59, including the Pogo. Venmo, I transferred 1123.62. City, I completed, and that was $623.48. Capital One, that's completed, and that was $61. And Chase, that one I have to wait on. Fetch and Upside I did up there. I'm gonna have to rearrange the order. Upside was $5.76. Walking app, I did $5 Starbucks gift card. And then Fetch, I only have, what did I say, 8,250 out of the 10K that I need. So we're not doing that one yet. Yeah, so I'll have to think about how to better track these PayPal things, because what I want at the bottom of my tracker, so this will be the total amount that I transferred this month, and this will keep track of the total amount I transferred this year. But if I transfer my Pogo and my Receipt Hog first into PayPal and then transfer that over, I want to make sure that I'm not double counting that or missing it. So I'm gonna have to rethink this tracker, it may not work the way I want to. But for now, today, this will work just fine. This is my first time doing it in this way. I've always just done this in my monthly tracker, and I've never done the apps in this way. So this is a new thing to think of. But yeah, so $9,450.59 transferred. Even if I take out this, so if I, let me see if I take out $698. So even if I just take out the $6,830 that I was moving from one account to the other, I saved this month $2,620.45. That is huge. Some of that is me squirreling away money, that Venmo, that 1,000 from Venmo, that was pretty big. So maybe I saved $1,600 this month. That's huge. That's huge. That's huge. You should be doing a Transfer Tuesday. You should be checking all of your accounts. You should be signing up for these receipt apps and scanning every receipt you make. Check all of your subscriptions. Check everything that you have coming in, your BioLife, your tips, any other source of income. Transfer it into your account regularly. If you have a goal, you need to be doing everything you can to reach that goal, and Transfer Tuesday is one way for you to reach that goal. Keep going. You've got this.